altre domande?
Oh, the single most important thing I learned about acting from Pacino. I'm not an acting teacher. I like, from time to time, I'm a little confused even when I talk about it. Because a lot of the times I don't even question how I get to what I get to. I have a canvas and it's empty, and I don't, every part is an empty canvas that I try to find a way to fill with something. It's a complicated, crazy thing I go through. But I seriously say that as you go along in acting, it is true what Lee Strasberg said. Learn your words. Rehearse. Maybe that's the thing I think. Learn how to rehearse and then rehearse. Because rehearsal is where you find your way. You find the route into your unconscious. And that is really my particular style. I don't know that it necessarily works for everybody, or that I even prefer actors that do it that way. I know that for me, my style is to allow your unconscious to be free, so that you're not, you don't censor yourself, you can come out with stuff. That's what I feel. Like Jackson Pollock is a painter.
Ok, prima lì e poi qui.
Buongiorno, Annalisa Panderini, Radio Svizzera. Lei ha interpretato moltissimi ruoli. Quanto è difficile per lei uscire da un personaggio, lasciarlo sul set? Ce n'è qualcuno che ha faticato, diciamo così, ad abbandonare? Grazie.
That is a great question. Because it's really one of the things that does happen as you develop in your acting, you get more and more experience. One of the major things I think that happens is you're able to divide it and let it go by learning that there are other things while you're acting that you should go to, like other people and family, to pull you out of that. When I was younger, I found that it did take hold of me. And I remember going back, after I played Dog Day Afternoon, one of my earlier movies, and we had to go do a reshoot afterward. And I went back, I had to do something over again. And the character, I so wanted to let that guy go, that I couldn't get him back. And it was like a sort of, someone had said that they sort of felt that a spirit left me when we had our last day of shooting. I said, well, I'm not doing that anymore. And sure enough, about 2 months later, I had to go back and do something. So that was tough. I don't have that problem, thank God, anymore. And I think it has something to do with time. And you learn to attach yourself to other things. I mean, in the theater you don't have that as much. I know I've done repertoire, meaning you do 2, 3 plays during the week. So you seriously can't afford to have one. You go from one to the next. But in the old days, when they did Shakespeare, they used to learn 8 or 10 lines for Shakespearean actors, so that if they forgot their lines on stage, or went into another play, which I have done. I was in a play, a Shakespeare play, and in the middle of the scene, went into another Shakespeare play. The actual dialogue. And I said, no, I'm in Hamlet now, I shouldn't be here. And I had to work my way back. So that's what I love about the live theater too, because things like that happen. But they used to have 8 or 10 lines, so that when they forgot their lines, they would recite those words in order to get their mind to get back to where they were. It's interesting. It's way back as then. But I found that that's what helps me, is being involved, having another life besides what I do on the stage, or I do all day in film. It's hard in film because you're 14 hours a day doing that stuff. And that's what I don't like about the long hours of film, frankly. I don't think it's good for the crew, I don't think it's good for the actors. I think it's too much labor. After, you know, months of doing that, it drains you. And that's why I'm for a more civilized life, making films. I like to make a film started, I love European hours. French hours are great. 11 to 7, you don't know. You sort of have they give out the lunch. Because usually lunch, everybody comes back. It was 3 hours before you start again anyway. But if I had any gripe, it would be shorter hours during the film days. That's not going to put me in good graces with the producers. Valuable. One needs the energy. The crew needs the energy. The actors, the people who work, you need the energy. Because then you go out there and it just works better.
Mr. Pacino, I'm from Portugal, from the show Siki Seats, where we say thank you. And in Scarface, Tony Montana said, I always tell the truth, even when I lie. The best actor is the best liar.
That's something that's interesting because the acting thing has always had a pejorative kind of stigma to it, I think. Oh, you're acting. You know, in life, stop acting. And it's true. But actors, hopefully, I think, I've always said, well, it's quite the opposite. In life we act, but in our heart we go for the truth. I do think that. I hope that doesn't sound too pretentious. But it sort of is, in a way, an opportunity to talk about how you really feel about things. You can't really do that in life that much. And have friends.
Ultima domanda.
Buonasera, Emanuela Castiglini, Rai Radio 2, Italiani del Nord. Volevo chiederle qual è che è l'attore più bravo, da giovane o in età matura, nel suo caso, dato che è sempre stato, e poi anche se è regista, qual è il regista che l'ha rappresentata meglio? Grazie.
Well, the actor is inspired. I would have liked to have seen James Dean come back and do other things. I wonder where he would have gone with that great gift. The young actor is inspired and does things at a time, and there are just certain things that the way you approach things change. I will say something now, and I won't repeat who this actor is, but this is a great actor. There was a show, and this great actor had done a performance that was so astounding. I can only link it. It probably would be if you saw Marlon Brando live when he first did Streetcar Named Desire on Broadway, and he changed acting forever, American acting. Well, this guy did that kind of thing. Came after Brando, but not long after. And he was amazing, phenomenal. The kind of acting you sort of really emanate, you live for. It's not the kind of acting you say when you say, oh, I could never do that, it's too good. It's the kind of acting where you say, I want to do that, I can do that, that's me. That kind of acting. That's the acting I love best. And this person, 30 years later, did it again. Same role. He did every single thing right. Everything. Every move he worked on. Over and over. He caressed it, he massaged it. He got it so fucking perfect. And you just couldn't believe how good it was. I said, wow, this is really good. Woo, I'm really impressed. Wow. And alongside him, they had a kinescope of what he did when he was young. Same part. No comparison. Absolutely no comparison. When he was younger, infinitely better. Infinitely, no comparison. He was inspired. So what do you learn from that? Nothing.
mi piaceva elencarvi le sequenze prese dei film su cui abbiamo lavorato insieme negli ultimi 2 mesi, diciamo, abbiamo scelto insieme con Pacino. Sono Quel pomeriggio di un giorno da cani, Lo spaventapasseri, Scarface, Carlitos Way, Il mercante di Venezia, Riccardo Terzo, L'avvocato del diavolo, Profumo di donna e Il padrino 1 e 2. Al termine di questa conversazione, che sarà alternata per l'appunto dalla visione di questo clip, si vedranno, come vi dicevo prima, le prime immagini di questo film di cui ho parlato